It is Ross the Boss time, thanks to PointsBet. And Ross, Alistair Clarkson, he's had a pretty tough week. He's had one of his ex-players come at him in terms of saying, is he up for the fight in terms of a rebuild? And also people's questioning his game plan. How did you see the Hawks?
To be honest, I was giggling. Yeah. Four-time premiership coach, one of the greatest defensive coaches in the modern era, being criticised for lack of offence. So the first thing to note with Hawthorn, they've played 5 of last year's top 6. And they all sit in last year's grand finals and prelims. So if you look at them, their wins have been strong. The ability to beat Brisbane at the MCG, Richmond at the MCG, and then North Melbourne when they were going well. And then they ran into some GWS. They had to pack up their whole club, as Clarko said, in two days, get up there, GWS sitting for them, 5-day turnaround, Collingwood backs to the wall, and a top quality opponent. And they got beaten, but they'll learn some lessons and he'll make the appropriate adjustments. And I think they'll start to play teams around their level that they can beat.
And Ross, the venues, you feel they're stronger at certain venues than others for one reason?
Yeah, well, clearly Hawthorn are built for not length so much, but length and width. So their record at the MCG, when they've won 3 cups in a row, is built for width, 138 metres. Down in Tasmania, 145. They do not lose down there. So if you look, they go to narrow grounds down at Geelong and then at the Giants Stadium where they're 0-5. The way their offence works, their players who are breaking the space, to clear space, run out of room. So it's going to be an ongoing challenge this week for them.
I love this vision, Ross. This is a venue which isn't as wide.
Yeah, so this is what Clarko spoke about. They didn't take ground, they didn't flow. So these players here, the vision will stop in a minute, circles will go around. They're in good shape here. If we just stop the vision now, because there's no width, those players would break wider and isolate the advantage they've got. It's 1v2. The other thing that they've got here is they've got a contest up the line and here that when Clarko spoke after, we didn't take ground, we didn't take territory. He would like them to take that. What they do, they go back and around and get stuck. When they're playing well, they would isolate that advantage, find it, or they'd get a handball receive and flow the ball. So now if you look, they've run into trouble. This is a really good example of taking territory and using width. So from here, the graphic will come up. All the Hawthorn players, they say it's break perimeter. Go to the widest perimeter, 138 metres. They'll pull all the Richmond defence out and open up the corridor, the back of the square. As this unfolds, they've done their job and broken. They would have ran out of room. And then if you stop the graphic here, up at Giants Stadium, there would be players because they haven't been able to clear them. They've opened up the whole corridor here, and then the runners link up from behind.
So it's guys like Isaac Smith, Tom Scully, love breaking into space.
Yeah, here they are. Yeah. Here's Scully on the end of this. They've flowed and energised the ball. So when they get width, they do this really well. And then the next clip should show them where they just take territory and they go to a contest. Here, last week they went short and backwards. They took the contest on. They'll create a crumb and they're through. So take territory, clear the corridor, flow the ball. And Alistair said we had opportunities against Collingwood for whatever reason we didn't take. So they'll be bolder taking those opportunities this week.
Can I ask you about their back line? Would you move out McAvoy or a Frawley or a Frost to make them a bit more dynamic?
No, I'd leave Frawley and I'd leave Frost. I think McAvoy's horses for courses. Teams that go long, straight line in, he can handle. Teams have worked that out a little bit, move him around, get him one-on-one and isolate him. So I think it's horses for courses for Ben.
Melbourne, they got the points last week, Ross, and you saw a subtle change or a big shift from them in the way they moved the field.
Yeah, like the whole football world spoke about them. We spoke about them and just said they were playing on a bit recklessly. This week, they went from number 2 play on in the AFL to 18th off an uncontested mark. So they composed more. Viney hit some targets. Oliver hit some targets. They weren't perfect, but it allowed them to win the game.
Ross, one of the biggest winners, I think the biggest winner of the weekend was the Carlton Football Club. And you were interested in some comments that I made last week about the Blues and their midfield depth.
Yeah, you're on the front foot. Yeah, I think it was an observation. I think it was a fair observation. Let's have a listen.
You sit on Patrick Cripps, which Jack Steele did and was arguably the best man on the ground. What comes next? And Jack Martin, he's a half forward and he's a midfielder. Ed Curnow drops to 16, Murphy 14. I don't see much on that list that can support Cripps. Sam Walsh become their second best midfielder in his first year of football. Yeah.
Well, it was a great win. Let's have a look at the graphic. But maybe your brother said, can you hit our midfields up? Because coaches, if you're David Teague here, you're saying, have a listen to these comments. No Cripps, no Carlton. Well, let's get out there today. So, well, there was no Cripps. He contributed, he whacked away. But they stepped up. The number 1 pick, He's well on track to be a star, playing on a wing. Matt Kennedy, extra effort, goes inside, 6 scoring involvements, 20 disposals, and Will Setterfield over the last few weeks has been fantastic. But what's the challenge going forward? One swallow doesn't make a summer. They need to back up Cripps, but he'll feel better about himself. And also Gibbons went through, so that was exciting for Carlton.
Can they beat arguably the best team in the competition at the moment?
Yeah, of course they can. But it's easy to come up for 1 week. Champion boxers, 1 fight every 6 months. AFL footy week after week. Those boys have got to roll their sleeves up again. I think Port Adelaide, full of confidence at home, will get it done.
I love the response from Collingwood on the weekend. I thought that they were brilliant in their performance against Hawthorn. It was all about Hawthorn, and one man in particular I love is an out-of-contract player in Darcy Moore. And I just want to take a look at without Jeremy Howe, what he is doing at the moment. He's only lost 2 of 14 one-on-one contests, has not been directly outmarked yet, has kept Norton, Jack Revolt, Tim Member and Tim O'Brien goalless, and Jeremy Cameron's the only one who's kicked 2 goals on him. I wanted to show some vision of what Darcy Moore's doing extremely well. He's reading the ball, Ross, quicker than the forwards are. So pause it here. It's Tim Membry. So he's actually... He was a forward originally, but he's getting there before the forwards are.
Well, the best backs play like they're forwards, and he's a forward. I would love at some point when they need to score, if they've got enough, they can cover. Put him forward because he'll kick goals. He's a star at either end. Love him.
And I love this, just his ability. I think Harris Andrews gets all the plaudits, but I don't think Harris Andrews can hurt you like Darcy Moore can by foot. And here's another one. Ball goes in. He already knows. That's Tim Membry, the forward. Darcy Moore already knows here where the ball is going as the centre-half back.
And I don't know his work rate, like his capacity, but it seems huge. He tends to outwork forwards to the line of the ball. So he's got it all. He's a 10-year star of the competition.
I know it's unfair, but they've got 2 players. Here's another one where he's behind, but he turns it into a positive for himself in the way he plays. On fire at the moment.
Uses his legs to get out of congestion, breaks lines. Love it.
Jordan De Goey and also Darcy Moore are out of contract. Who would you make as the priority at Collingwood? If you could sign up one first.
Me, I'm defensive-minded. Key backs playing like Darcy Moore don't grow on trees. Kevin Shirley, very hard to find people that stand up down there. If I had to split them, and it's very difficult, I would take Moore.
Collingwood or Geelong, who do you like tomorrow night?
Oh, very difficult over there. I think it's a battle of the midfields, and I just think Geelong, everyone's criticised, I've been on them for a while, I just think Dangerfield, Selwood, Ablett can get it done.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the teams. Let's have, as we're going through this, and we'll get your tips as well, Carol. Have a look. So good to see Stephen back into the side. Clark's there as well. Duncan did his hamstring. Narkle last week. Those 2 hamstring injuries, no good for the Cats. 2 outs for Collingwood as well. Scharenberg got a knock on the ribs with his game coming back in. Played beautifully too, Matty Scharenberg. Kelly broke did his elbow and had surgery. And De Goey and Dacos are back for the Pies.
I've tipped Collingwood.
Good on you.
Good ins for the Pies, Ed. I meant Collingwood as well.
Well, I really love Jack's Geelong speed in. Jack Stevens. And I missed that. Hey?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so it was, I think their speed that they bring can... young Jordan Clark. Young Clark, the
Jordan
runner.
Clark, good.
Yeah, missed him all year.
Very fast, good player as well. And the midfield battle tomorrow night's going to be an absolute beauty. Look forward to that. All right, we're going to take a break. Caroline, you ready to